Alright, here's the deal. I hang out online in a handful of places where people gather to talk about D&D. Now, I am not going to mention names because that just wouldn't be cool. And the thing is, where people gather to talk about D&D, there are going to be DMs asking for advice for their games. That's totally understandable. And there will be others chiming in to offer advice. Yep, got it. That's what online communities are for. However, sometimes the advice that people offer just blows my mind. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at some of the reoccurring gems that I run across. This is the advice that if someone offers it to you, you should never take it. Disclaimer, in case you haven't already noticed, I'm going to be going on a little bit of a rant here. It's possible that you yourself may have given one of these pieces of advice to somebody. You might actually believe that one of these pieces of advice is actually good advice. So if you're easily offended, then you might want to click off from this video like right now. YouTube has a bunch of recommended videos down there. Click now if you need to. Final warning. However, if you are stalwart of heart and have a courageous soul, then stick around, because by examining some of this advice, it helps us to know what not to do in our games. Hey, what is going on? Luke Hart here. If you're new to this channel, I create weekly D&D videos with information and resources to help dungeon masters run awesome games. So if that's something you might be interested in, feel free to click that subscribe button down below and click that bell if you want to be notified when new videos come out. Alright, that was Happy Luke. You're not going to see a lot of Happy Luke in this video, so let's just get him out of here. However, I am really glad that you stuck around despite my best effort to get you to click away, because we have some really fun stuff to talk about today. Now, usually the whole thing of this channel is to help you run awesome games, but because I love you guys so much, I'm gonna give you 3 ways to ruin your game. How's that for a change of pace? Alright, enough of the blah blah, let's look at the first one.
Hey guys, I got a party of level 1 PCs, and they're all Aarakocras and tieflings, and they could all fly, and it's invalidating all of the combats and encounters and breaking the game because they can fly. Now, I know that taking away their ability to fly would solve the problem, but I don't want to nerf their characters like that. What should I do?
Dude, just throw flying monsters at them then.
Yeah, but there aren't that many flying monsters in the monster manual.
Okay then, make all of the enemy NPCs have wings.
I don't really want to alter creatures because that would invalidate their builds.
Alright, fine. This is what you do. You have long-range ballistas in your game, and they have these net contraptions on them. And then you shoot them at the flying characters. It entangles them, and it brings them crashing down to the ground. And you give all of the enemies in your game these ballista things all over the place, everywhere.
Really? I'm gonna have creatures and NPCs everywhere using ballistas with nets? That doesn't seem realistic at all.
Alright, then decrease gravity in your world so that all of the enemies can effectively fly.
I think you're missing the point. No altering things that would invalidate their builds, and I want realism in my game.
Then use divine intervention to pluck all of their feathers out, dude.
No, that's not gonna work because, hello? Hello? Hello?
Give me a break. Does anybody else see the problem with this line of logic? Alright, let me put it this way. Let's say that my buddy keeps hitting me over the head with a bag of nickels. Now, I could take some ibuprofen and put some ice on it. But if he keeps hitting me, I'm not really solving the problem, am I? Now, wouldn't the more logical solution be to take away his bag of nickels and start hitting him instead? Number 3 on our list of absolutely stupid, bonehead, dumb DM advice. Do anything except for solve what's actually causing the problem. Alright, back to the Aarakocras and Tieflings example. The actual problem is level 1 PCs being able to fly. That's what's gonna cause the problems in that dude's game. And he knows that. So, instead of giving the guy all of this great DM advice, forcing him to go to great lengths to nullify the advantage that everyone being able to fly gives them, why not just tell him to deal with the actual problem, the wings? Because, you know, here's a thought, just a random crazy thought that I came up with. Wouldn't it be a whole lot easier for the Dungeon Master to deal with the PCs flying, like by taking away their wings or something, than rearrange and change his entire game around the fact that the PCs can fly? I mean, just a crazy thought. It might be a little bit easier for the Dungeon Master. But you know what? What do I know? I'm just a guy who rants about this crap on YouTube. So my advice is, don't beat around the bush when the problem is obvious and the solution is equally obvious. Do some root cause problem solving and solve the actual issue of the thing that's causing the problem. Thank you. And you know, the real kicker is that I actually saw a post about this actual problem, on an online community whose name I will not reveal, and my friend John and I laugh about this all the time across our cubicles. Because see, what really kills us about this too is that the OP knows what the problem is and he knows how to solve it, but he wants to go to all of these convoluted links to avoid solving the actual problem. What the I mean, really. Now, as a free bonus tip, just because I'm such a benevolent, nice person, Dungeon Masters, if you know what the solution to a problem is, then just do it. Now, it's possible that you don't like this exact example. It's totally possible that you're fine with level 1 PCs being to fly and whatnot. That's not really the point. The point is the crap advice that people give, that they don't want you to solve the actual problem, right? They go to all of these crazy lengths to solve something when the solution is rather easy, actually. And this is the sort of thing that I see all the time on these online communities whose names I will not reveal. Oh, and by the way, since we kind of talked about this a little bit anyway, if you think that it's perfectly fine for level 1 NPCs to fly, then please let me know down in the comments why you think that's okay. Alright, I think I have beat on this one quite enough, and you guys have all been real champs for not clicking off this video so far. So let's move on to the next one. Hello guys, I am currently creating an adventure for a group of level 6 PCs, and I had a question about...
Wait, hold on a second. Why are you creating an adventure for them?
Well, yes, it's a D&D game, and the players go on adventures.
Yeah? So?
Well, I mean, I need an adventure to run if the players are going to go on adventures.
Dude, you're wasting your time.
But, I mean, what do you mean?
Don't you know? No plan survives first contact with the players. There's no sense in even making the adventure.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really. How much time would you say you spend, on average, preparing for one game session?
I don't know, perhaps 3 to 4 hours, sometimes more if I'm...
Wait, really? That's nuts. Do you have any idea how much time I usually spend planning one of my game sessions?
No, I don't.
About 15 minutes when I'm driving to the game session.
Really? And your games are good. That is to say, your players enjoy them, even though you spend so little time preparing.
Yeah, my players have a great time. I mean, honestly, I would stop prepping so much, dude. Like, improvise everything. It's what the pros do.
Alright, enough of that skit. Number 2 piece of advice is don't bother planning because your players are going to go off the rails anyway. So, there are dungeon masters out there who purportedly run such awesome games as to put both Mercer and Perkins to absolute shame. And they do it with almost zero preparation. That's right, they're that good. I mean, really, give me No, I'm sorry. I call BS. Now, if it's true that there are DMs out there that run absolutely amazing games with almost no preparation, then you got one of two things going on. They are absolute geniuses, which is a possibility, or they have decades of experience running games under their belts. And I am pretty sure that there are dungeon masters like that out there. But one of these online communities would lead you to believe that the majority of dungeon masters can do that. However, my suspicion is that the majority of dungeon masters who make this claim are saying this to boost their own fragile egos. Because if you can run a D&D game and it's awesome and you can do it with almost zero prep, then you must be a D&D rock star or some sort of awesome, crazy, the best dungeon master ever. And whatever. I mean, I suppose if you need to lie your butt off to make yourself feel better, then who am I to judge you, right? But what you shouldn't do is tell other dungeon masters not to prepare for their games, especially new dungeon masters, because that's not helping them. Well, that was my stomach growling right there. I don't know if that was on camera. Apparently, getting upset and into a rage makes Luke hungry. Now, here's the thing. In my experience, all things being equal, a prepared DM will run a much more satisfying game than an unprepared DM. All things being equal, if you're a genius or you have decades of experience, then you might be able to pull something off that's really freaking sweet with very little preparation. I'm not saying you couldn't, because the thing is, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the highest level of your preparation. And experienced dungeon masters, yeah, they've done it so much and so many times that, yeah, they are innately prepared for almost any circumstance. Sure. All right, and now we get to take a look at one of my favorite pieces of DM advice that I find on those online forums.
Hey everybody, long-time lurker, first-time poster. So, one of my players at the table is constantly arguing with me about the rules. It's getting so bad that we hardly play the game anymore. What should we do?
Listen, Lurker. You need to teach that player a lesson. Are you the DM or are you not? You need to show him who is boss. Show him who wears the pants.
I mean, actually, we don't usually wear pants when we play D&D.
Okay, you know what? That is just an expression. The point is, you are the sheriff in the town. That's your town. You can't just let them...
Well, technically, in my world, we call him a constable, and it's really more sort of a village, really.
Okay, you know what? Let's just skip the metaphors, shall we? You got to teach him a lesson. Kill the player off.
Wait, you want me to kill the player?
Oh, so sorry. Freudian slip. Kill the player's PC. That will teach him a lesson.
Teach the player a lesson about what? That you're a Wang Rod DM? That you behave like a vindictive juvenile? That you don't have the slightest idea about how to solve conflicts with other human beings? And that, my friends, is why responding to player issues with in-game punishments makes #1 on our list. Honestly, I don't know if there's a whole lot to say here, guys. I mean, this is just really stupid advice. Please, 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 for the sake of your game, for the sake of your players, do not do this. You will not solve anything by punishing a problem player's PC in the game, especially not by killing him. The only thing you're gonna do is piss the player off. And you know what that's gonna cause to happen, genius? Make him an even bigger problem. I mean, come on, guys. At some point, we have to use our brains here. Is that too much to ask? The best way to resolve problems with a player is to talk to the player about the problem. You know, like two reasonable, mature adults. Punishing a player's character because of a problem with the player is asinine. Plain and simple. That said, if you think that punishing a player's character is a good thing to do if that player is causing problems, then please let me know why down in the comments. No, seriously, indulge me. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening to my rant. And until next time, let's play D&D and stop giving people advice.